So Hugh Hewitt, when we're talking about electability, Mika just pointed out an eye-popping number. This is the headline. Carly Fiorina leads Hillary Clinton in Iowa, the most purple of purple states in presidential elections, by 14 points. She leads her 52 to 38%. But when Sanders is matched up against these Republicans, his numbers are stronger. He leads Trump by 5, and he narrowly trails and Fiorina by, well, he's within the margin of error. So Hillary is losing in Iowa to Carly by 14 points, but Carly and Bernie Sanders are in the same.
I'll just say there was a word I used for Carly Fiorina. I believe it was after the first debate. She's terrifying to Democrats. I don't know if the Republicans get her yet. I don't think men get her. Honestly, she's terrifying.
She is terrifying.
She's terrifying.
And Hugh Hewitt, I want to talk really quickly. Mike Barnicle brought up a great point. I think the great point of the morning, which is electability defined by Republicans has changed. I voted against the Republican nominee in the primary in 1996. I didn't vote for Dole, but he was a smart choice. Dole ended up winning.
Right.
I didn't vote for McCain in 2008, but he was the smart choice. He ended up winning.
Look at this.
I didn't vote for Romney in 12, but he was a smart choice. He ended up winning. And a lot of conservatives like me have heard people saying, well, this person is the most electable. I don't think any of us believe it anymore, that going with a safe, moderate choice is electable.
Carly Fiorina is going full Thatcher. Marco Rubio is going full Reagan. We will see lots of different plays come out here. But I will say this. These numbers reflect not that Bernie Sanders is a great candidate. I bet you Joe Biden would be leading all of the Republicans as well. It reflects that Hillary Clinton is a horrible candidate. And when she is done with the Benghazi hearings at the end of this month, she's going to be even worse.
We
and I don't care how many Saturday Night Live skits are going on. She's a terrible candidate.
Okay.
So, Nick,
from
we
his
have
perspective,
more.
I can imagine.
In New Hampshire, Nick, Carly Fiorina is beating Hillary by 8 points in New Hampshire, losing 50 to 42% to Carly Fiorina. She's beating Trump, but she's losing to Carly by 8 points.
This is why even donors to other Republican candidates want her in the race, because she terrifies Democrats and because they're afraid of her. This is why Ted Cruz's biggest backer gave $500,000 to her super PAC, right, to have her in the race, to have this effect. And it's a powerful one. And she is the only woman on that stage for the Republicans, and it does make a huge difference for them.
I want to underline this again. We've underlined Bernie Sanders this morning, just doing an extraordinary job, and he's in it to win it. But Mike Barnicle, Carly, think about it again, Iowa, New Hampshire, 2 states that swing. I mean, the three electoral votes made George Bush president in 2000, but has been going Democrat more often than not. Carly Fiorina beating Hillary Clinton by 8 points in the latest NBC poll, Wall Street Journal poll in New Hampshire, and 14 in Iowa. Help me get my arms around this.
Yeah, I'm going to be of no help in that.
14
I'm going to be of no help in having you understand that. I don't understand it. I do understand Carly Fiorina's appeal in the Republican field. I do understand that there is a stalking horse aspect to her candidacy, funded by, well, you just pointed out, one of Cruz's guys to keep her in the field. I do understand that she really presents, a direct opposite. Hugh just called her the Thatcher of the Republican race, a direct opposite to Hillary Clinton. And every time she appears in a debate, I think somewhere in a voter's minds, they contrast her with Hillary Clinton, and Hillary loses.
And Trump as well. She's the opposite of Trump, right? She's controlled, she's precise, she's a little prim, she's very well versed on policy.
Precise is the word.
It's sort of like, so if you want like your non-politician candidate, and Trump isn't your thing, you have Fiorina.
So Hugh, how long are Democrats going to whistle past the graveyard? Because the ones I talk to are whistling past the graveyard on Hillary, saying, oh, she's going to win. Hey, come on, you guys, just
I hope
stop.
They keep going. What Nick so prim that he could have been describing Margaret Thatcher in 1977. And I think Mike is right. Democrats have no idea what's going on here, but they're scared. Carly Fiorina has been on my radio show 40 times. She has never not been prepared. She used to do earnings calls with the sharks of our business journalists every quarter trying to dig down into her SEC filings and trip her up. She is extremely well prepared, as is Donald Trump. for a media-saturated age in which everything you say matters. So it's not surprising that the big three right now are Trump, Fiorina, and Rubio, with John Kasich right behind. They're the best media candidates we have, and Hillary is the worst.
And you know that and we're in such a hyper media age. Hugh's exactly right.
Well,
Hillary is the worst performer. Again, I will say this again. Anybody that meets Hillary, knows Hillary, for the most part, likes her. I mean, she's very likable in social settings and very engaging. I told the story before. I'll tell it again. You know, I met her in '95 when I basically had run an entire campaign in '94 against her and her husband. And I went back to Pensacola, Florida, a very conservative place. Said, what was she like? And I said, she's really nice. She's sort of a Midwestern Methodist. And they just sat there horrified. And then she goes on TV, and Hugh's right. She's the worst.
It seems like it takes a real loss for her, like a real defeat, to bring out the part of her that most appeals to voters and is most human.
Correct.
And, you know, it's a few months yet till New Hampshire, right?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go again.
Well, and Mika, the big money donors are starting to pay attention.
Reuters piece, I'm sure you guys
Carly.
are covering this as well, but it looks like she's on the short list of candidates that the Kochs may support with their $1 billion war chest. She also has
Carly Fiorina.
Carly Fiorina, sorry. And she also has T. Boone Pickens hosting luncheons for her, and also Tom Perkins, venture capitalist, planning fundraising galas for her in the next few months. She's getting the eye of donors.
Well, you know, and we've said Thatcher a couple of times. When I saw her in New Hampshire, Hugh, I told her, I said, the biggest compliment I could ever do is compare somebody to Margaret Thatcher in Great Britain in 1975. I think, other than Rudy Giuliani in New York City in 1994 and 1995, I think what she did in 1975 in Great Britain was the most remarkable, death-defying, gravity-defying political act in 50 years. And yet...
Yeah, it's got something to do with innate courage. And I'll say about Hillary, Hillary campaigns the way that somebody drives who's been in 20 accidents. She's very tentative. She's always afraid she's going to get T-boned. And that shows up every time she comes out on stage.
That's a perfect way. It's a perfect way to put it. Because she has been T-boned 20 times.
Right.
Yeah.
But also,
yes, she has.
She has been